Okay. Answer question time, I guess. Uh, I get a lot of questions about my strong negative feelings towards Jason Genova, my strong negative feelings towards Little Lenny, and a lot of people kind of seem to understand why I have the negative feelings I have about them. I've explained it, really. My negative feelings towards Lenny come from him talking shit about my boy Mel Clancy, saying, Mel was a pussy, and that all the Hell's Angels are pussies, and this and that. Really. Hiding down there in Florida, talking shit, saying he'll fight Mel and do this and that, when I've made it clear, when he made the statement, Mel was on parole, couldn't leave the state of Illinois, and Lenny was just basically trying to get views and talking shit. But the fact is, it's like what came out of his mouth was whoops. You basically he basically stepped on all Hell's Angels, stepped on Mel, stepped on something that maybe not everybody, but a lot of people took offense to. I'm just the one that said it. And when it comes to Jason Jokenova, everybody knows I didn't like him from the start. I didn't like his attitude. He clearly had, as BJ put it, Asperger's, which I think is not pronounced that way, but I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. But basically, he's mentally retarded, and but he is smart enough to know that the shit he's doing it ain't funny. So that was that. But then somebody said to me, like, how do I, and I said in one of the videos that I made, I won't ever buy no Blackstone Labs shit, because of the fact that they supported Jason Genova. Now, all of a sudden, Blackstone Labs let Jason Genova go as their, as a, quote unquote sponsored athlete. Well, he wasn't really. What he got was, as BJ said in the video, probably 50 grand over the years worth of free shit, and probably 10 grand in actual money. Like, real sponsored athletes get about 10 grand a month. BJ was just paying for this, deadbeat to get to these shows to make a mockery of himself and whatnot. He felt sorry for him. The reason I don't support Blackstone's decisions is because now you come out and say you talk to a doctor that watched some of Jason Genova's videos, and the doctor said that he clearly was retarded, which it really don't take a doctor to see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is fucking retarded. Whether it be in the traditional sense or the sense that you would just call somebody a fucking retard, I don't necessarily condone that. I'm just saying, whether it be in the traditional sense of him being mentally retarded or just a fucking retard, it's clear to see he is one of the two or both. And so then BJ gonna come out and say, yeah, I talked to a doctor, we had to let him go because I talked to a doctor that said he had this Asperger's or whatever the fuck, and he didn't feel right about how people were, treating Jason Genova. Well, he don't deserve any other treatment than, the treatment he gets. And I really cracked down on the kid when, as you all know, like, I knew Rich Piana. Have a home in Southern California. I'm gonna go through this again, just in case somebody didn't catch it the first time, because I get a lot of questions about it. I have a home in Southern California. I've been bodybuilding for over 20 years. So obviously at some point I'm going to know Rich Piana. Like, I knew Rich Piana for a few years. I'm not saying I was his best friend. I'm not saying that, we had sleepovers or pillow fights. I'm saying I knew Rich Piana. And it really offended me when jokenova come out talking about Rich deserved to die because he wouldn't make a collaboration video with me. Okay, well, one, Rich didn't want to make a collaboration video with you because he doesn't want to sink to that level of putting this mentally deficient little idiot on display for views. Two, you said one of my friends deserved to die, and anyway, and I guess I'm trying to answer how I feel about PJ and Aaron and Blackstones in general. They come out and said the doctor said he had this. We had to let him go because of this and that. The doctor said this, and we didn't feel right about, how people were taking advantage of him and da 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 da. Okay, well, I feel like the real reason you let him go is because he was fucking bringing you down. And if that's the reason if that's the reason you let him go, like, say it. Like, say he was bringing us down. Say people hated Jason Genova, and because of that weren't buying Blackstone Labs. Because people hate Jason Genova. And when you support somebody hates, people tend to dislike you. I don't want to say they hate you because I don't hate PJ Braun. I like PJ. I would love to support Blackstone Labs. But the fact of the matter is like, there's just a lot of untruth in what got said. To me, it appeared to me there's a lot of distruth in that, saying that I talked to a doctor and that's why we let him go and this and that. Like, say it. Like, no, say it, man. He was bringing us down and we let him go. And the final straw that broke the camel's back was him saying Rich deserved to die. Like, say that so that people feel you as a real person, PJ. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is my opinion, okay? I feel like that's what you should have said if that's how you felt. Like, over the years, you guys had the issues with him about, he did a steroid stack, this, that, whatever. Like, how the fuck do you ever think somebody who claims they're gonna get to be an IFBB pro is ever gonna do that without doing steroids? So then you punish him for doing the steroids. So that's like the first clue that he ain't normal, because he shouldn't be doing no juice. Okay. So then he's never looked any better or worse at any show I've seen him participate in, including the last Ruby Cup. He looks the same all the time. That's how he's going to look forever. He's not going to improve on that. He might get worse looking, but he's not going to improve on it. And you guys knew that it was at some point when you sponsor an athlete, whether it be just through products and t-shirts or through actual sponsorship, if that athlete doesn't have a following that brings you business, he is not worth sponsoring. The reason companies sponsor athletes is, and nowadays social media has a lot to do with it. I'm going to give it to you like this. Say somebody has a large following on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and you sponsor that person as a company owner. You know that person is then going to endorse your products, and their whole following. So say they have 100,000 followers, okay? And then they come out and say, I use Blackstone Labs. Potentially, you have 100,000 more people that are going to buy Blackstone Labs products because they follow the person that said they use Blackstone Labs, okay? So how did Jason benefit the company? He didn't. His following wasn't a real following. It was people making fun of him. This Order 66 crap, this fucking, You know, his fucking posing routines are a joke. He walks like he almost can't fucking move. You know, it's like, just come out and say it did not benefit us to keep him as an athlete, whether we were just giving him supplements and t-shirts or money or not. Because when you have somebody's name tied to your company and that name is a mockery, it makes a mockery of your company, and the straw that broke the camel's back was him saying Rich deserved to die. And then today I look, you know, like, as you guys know, like, this is my third video of the day. They're doing a house tour at my house, whatever's going on. I don't have anything to do but sit here and talk about things, events, current events, whatever, and the things that are on my mind as I flick through YouTube, because I never watched really YouTube before I started making these videos, so it's kind of new to me. So I flick through and I look at things that are current, I look at what's going on, and then I see a video today, all of a sudden, PJ talk about how I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. So now, here comes Blackstone again, trying to recoup their image after Genova really destroyed it for him. Now, look, if PJ would have made that video a year ago or whatever, I fully would have, you know, watched it and been like, yeah, that's cool. You know, as you guys know, PJ was a excellent bodybuilder. Stayed in great shape, you know, even after he retired or whatever you want to call it. And you know, like I said, I have a lot of respect for PJ and you know, Blackstone, and forgive me, I forget his partner's name, but it didn't have to do with them personally. It had to do with like the people surrounding that company. Okay, basically what you had was a really great company in Blackstone Labs, backed by a professional bodybuilder and PJ, you know, backed by other, you know, really excellent athletes. And then all of a sudden you bring in like Jason Genova, who brings, you know, Little Lenny and the Delray Misfits and all this bullshit. And all it does from the start is start bringing Blackstone down, bringing Blackstone down, bringing Blackstone down. So then, like, you know, shit, okay, well, fuck, we gotta let this guy go. And you don't want to just say, we let him go because he was not producing what a sponsored athlete is supposed to produce for the company that sponsors him, which is revenue. Okay, nobody that followed Genova was buying Blackstone Labs shit. If it was a very small percentage. I'm willing to bet Lenny and none of them other cats ever even used any Blackstone Labs shit, and the only reason Jason Genova did is because you gave it to him for free. I know that, and I feel like you guys know that. A sponsored athlete is supposed to bring revenue to the company. All he did was put a black eye on Blackstone Labs constantly and repeatedly. When he competed, his videos, his friends, it's a black eye every time. Like, he goes to competitions, he looks like complete dog shit. He looks exactly like what you would expect a mentally challenged person to look like on a bodybuilding stage. I can't even begin to describe what I think Lenny looks like on a bodybuilding stage. That's just a fucking joke, and it's like a mockery. Okay, now all that follows Blackstone. So instead of saying we let him go because he wasn't producing anything for us like a sponsored athlete is supposed to, it's, oh, I talked to a doctor that said he had fucking Asperger's or Asperger's. I'm not trying to make fun of it. I really don't know what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. And we let him go because of that, instead of like saying we let him go because he's a fucking dipshit. His videos are dipshit. His fucking shows are dipshit. His friends are dipshit. The Misfits are dipshits. You know, like, why not just say that, PJ? Like, come real instead of... And now it's like try to recoup the image by like, you know, I bet you anything within the next fucking, 6 months we're going to see 1 million, either PJ Braun or other Blackstone Lab related videos trying to recoup the image they should have had the whole time had they not gotten into this stupid stupid sponsorship with this idiot Jason Genova, right? I mean, how do you sponsor somebody who claims to be a bodybuilder when he's a mentally challenged idiot? I just, that to me is like, just say that. Come out and say it, and then people will respect it. Anyway, that's my take. That's how I'm answering the question that was posed to me. There you go.